In Pro Valorant, Skye and her pets are basically extinct, but I think everyone's blind to her true potential. Patch 11.8 nerfed every initiator in the game, except one. So when Valorant's in-house tournament Premier came around, I knew what role I wanted to play. 7 weeks, 7 maps, 7 agents. But I'm getting ahead of myself. For week 1, I locked in Skye. So without further ado, welcome to... For this season of Premier, I am playing with the Aquarium. Who is that, you may ask? Well, I'll go into details on each player later. What you need to know now is that this team is compiled of the best players from SATE and UFC. Now, it's time to explain the comp we ran, because it's a little odd. The first agent we picked was Viper. With her ability to anchor B on defense, and the fact that she's the only agent who can consistently pressure A short all by herself, she was the obvious first pick. Second, we picked Waylay. Most teams run arrays here, but we decided on Waylay for one main reason. We wanted a comp that could have strong fakes by creating deep pressure onto sites. This will make more sense once you've seen the rest of the comp. Third, we picked Clove. As crazy as that sounds, it actually makes a lot of sense when you think about how our comp played out. On attack, if we decided we wanted to fake B, our Clove could stay on the A side of the map. And even if she got pushed and died, we'd still have smokes for when we actually hit site. And on defense, she would be our A side anchor, as she could still smoke the entire map from U-Haul. And no matter what, we would always have smokes on our A retakes, even if she died. Fourth, we picked Skye, the agent I will be playing. We considered Fade, but with the new 60-second cooldown, we realized that Skye can actually gather a similar amount of info throughout the round. And at the same time, Skye was a little more versatile as she provided us with flashes, which are generally super helpful in taking fights. Something unusual that was considered was her heal. Seeing as Raze is so popular on this map, it'd be safe to assume that players would take a lot of chip damage. This means that Skye's heal could actually come in handy a lot more often than normal. Skye was also really good for our fakes, as her flash could be used to blind certain enemy positions, like flashing back sight with Waylay dashing on top of the boxes. But what about angles she couldn't flash? Like Cubby. If a player was sitting here, our Waylay would have no choice but to teleport away, making the fake less effective, unless you have our final agent, Teho. With his guided salvos being so strong, we could cover for the gaps that Skye's flash couldn't hit. And on top of all of that, we now had another form of info gathering in the drone. This comp excels at fakes, traps, and refighting space. So with the start of game 1, we noticed that our first opponent had a very annoying agent, Chamber. With the general lack of utility in the game right now, Chamber kinda got indirectly buffed. With our playstyle of heavy faking, we would need to make it a priority to find Chamber and push him off his line. Otherwise, he would gather far too much info, rendering our fakes completely useless. We start off with a B long default, pushing Chamber off his line. After we take long, we leave Teho so we have info if the enemy tries to re-clear, as me and Waylay walk back to short for a simple A hit. Once we're in position, our Teho will take the teleport and use his drone to clear showers while the rest of us hit through short. With the power of the newly buffed Spectre, I was able to clean up for round 2. And now that we're on a bonus round, we want to use a play that was designed to force our enemy into an unfavorable fight in showers. I'll use my flash around this corner at the start of the round to blind any opponent who is going to peek. My Waylay will then dash up to punish any blind opponents. But what if they just run away? Well, that's where the final piece of our play comes in. Our Teho will send a guided missile behind the enemy. So if the enemy decides to try and run away, our missile will catch them, ensuring we get the kill one way or another.
Don't miss me.
Off the back of that massive double kill, we are able to secure the bonus round, giving ourselves a huge advantage. With the score now at 4-1, a few trades go back and forth, and we now have the A site for free. My IGL makes the call to use our Viper's Pit back site and flip the map, but I have a different plan. Seeing as the enemy will be focused on our ult and spawn, I decide to back all the way up into this cubby to try and catch any opponent on the flank. And while I sit here, Chamber walks right into my sights, and I pull out my knife for an execution. But was this a good play? Yes, but I shouldn't have done it in this round. You see, in a 4 versus 3 post plan where we have our Viper ult down, I should be playing with the team. We have no reason to go for any hero plays, since the option of all 4 of us playing inside the pit is simply safer. Had this been a 3 versus 3, or especially if we were down a player, I think this was the right move, as it was extremely unexpected. And in a different scenario, it could have won us a round all on its own. One of the unique strengths of combining Teho and Skye is that you're able to flush players out into the open with Teho's missile and ult, which makes Skye's flash more likely to connect, as players will run out of their hiding spots looking toward the smoke. Our lead is looking good, and we end up in a 3 versus 2. But in this round, I call for my Teho to fight. After he gets killed, I run across in an attempt to catch the Chamber, but I end up going into a smoke for safety. It's now a 2 versus 1, but the enemy has smoked the bomb. Luckily, they don't have a lot of time.
One enemy remaining. my god! No.
After such a ludicrous clutch, surely nothing like that could happen again, right? It's the very next round, and we are in a 2 versus 4, and my Waylay is one shot. As my Waylay gets the bomb down, I start to heal him to full HP. We know that we must take a fight if we want to win this round. So after I finish healing my teammate, I call my flash, and we fight.
Backside, 3, 2, 1, pop.
Now that it's a 2 versus 1, we group up into U-Haul and win the round, bringing the half to a 9-3 finish. It's now the pistol round of the second half, and we go for a triple walkdown short. After seeing no one, we use our clove smoke to cover the chamber's tripwire, which gets us a free kill on the Viper. We then fight from hookah on the enemy hit, but I see that my clove is flanking from long. Seeing as that my clove is now the new win condition, I elect to use my flashes for stall and stay tucked. And the moment my clove gets up to long, I jump out of hookah to pull the enemy crosshairs and we win the round. But right after, I would make a major mistake that would cost us our anti-eco round. The enemy has taken A, and they've pushed our spawn. I managed to kill 2, but more importantly, the bomb is now down. So what do? I run heaven, giving the bomb up for no reason. The enemy would then plant B site, and I would lose the round. That one play didn't define this game, however. In fact, if I could describe this game in one word, it would be consistent. I was hitting my shots whenever I got into a fight. My movement was clean, making me a harder target to hit, and I was hitting pre-fires when I knew my enemy was peeking me. All in all, I was doing my job. So when the game ended 13-5, I didn't feel like it was off the back of any crazy performance. I finished with 22 kills, 11 deaths, and 10 assists. A strong showing for my first game on the flex roll, and we would start off our premier season 1-0. After every game finished up, we were placed 6th overall. Not a bad start, but our next opponent would be another team that won their first game. So we knew that our opponent wasn't going to be bad. So you can imagine my surprise when our opponent ran an Astra, Neon, Sage, Viper of course, and Sova. Clearly it worked for them in their last game, but this comp is very confusing. On defense, they do have a very strong stall comp, so rushing is out of the picture. But seeing as our offensive playstyle relies heavily on fakes, we should be okay on attack. For the first round of this game, however, we decided not to do a long fake for the pistol. We were concerned that our opponent would run it down B long, so we decided to start A instead, and we'd end up taking an empty site before cleaning up the round. For the anti-eco round, we 4-man long to take advantage of our superior weapons, and we go for a simple execute.
Watch out, 3, 2, 1.
Backside. He's out.
With this third kill on Neon secured, I realized that I am extremely close to getting my ult online. My teammates run at the enemy, baiting to ensure that I got the kill, though I definitely looked at my minimap here.
I'll dash for you.
Do it. I'm running away from them.
We are once again on our bonus round, so we go for the exact same play. Missile the enemy escape, flash around the corner, dash up to kill any trapped players. It worked last game, so why not do it again?
Blinded. Nice.
It worked perfectly. Now that it's a 5v3, I grab the orb and pop it immediately. This might look a little overkill at first glance, but when you consider that this is our bonus round, and winning it would mean putting our enemy's economy on the back foot, it suddenly seems like a worthwhile investment. And in this case, it would help us win the very next round, getting us a 4-round lead to start off. This doesn't just mean that we're closer to winning, it also serves as a confidence boost. Like in round 6, when 2 players on the enemy team teleport, we don't hesitate to just flip the map, even when it's not clean like this.
Fight back, there's only one guy. Upper. Yeah, flashing 3, 2, 1.
Our comp is specially designed to make people in corners suffer, but in round 7, we end up getting majorly punished by a Neon sitting in hookah. So what went wrong here? You see, when I used my Skydog, the enemy Viper shot it before I could clear anything. This should have raised a major red flag, as it was pretty clear she was baiting for a teammate. In this situation, our protocol should have been to wait a second, send a missile into the left corner, a sky flash up into the same spot, and our Waylay uses her saturate on the right before dashing to try and kill the Viper. All the while, I make sure I clean up any players who may have been sitting in that corner. After this round, we both trade thrifties. First, our extremity players secure 2 massive picks, and we use our Viper's pit to secure the round. But right after, we end up in a 3 versus 3.
Yo, can we flip on the CT? Get close on CT, Yeah. Ready? Same flash, 3, 2, 1. Close.
He's blind.
That's great.
Last player
In
standing.
CT. Has no stun.
Spike planted.
Rounds bounce back and forth, and it's now the last round of the half. I sit in this corner, waiting for my clove smoke to come back online. The moment it gets placed, I get close to the smoke to try and catch the Neon as she swings out. But my plan changes in the moment as I hear the Neon reload after spamming his gun. It's now the defensive half, and we decided on a triple walk short, but it was super disjointed, and we are now on an eco. So, imagine the enemy's surprise when we decided to go for another short push. Only difference, we're going to use utility. Our Clove will place her smoke short, and we will all walk inside it. On my count, we will double missile, flash, and fight out of the smoke.
He's right. Ready? 3, 2.
Oh. Unfortunately, the Viper only had a Sheriff, so converting this round wouldn't be easy, but it wouldn't be impossible either.
Let's go.
In. I'm just holding in this.
I'll go. Up.
Bang, Tyler! Yes, sir!
We win the eco round, but there was more to that than what meets the eye. Remember the smoke that we used to fight short? Well, we place it again. This is because we want to condition our opponent. Viper just got nuked in short, and seeing as she probably doesn't want that to happen again, she only really has two options. One is to play super passive in A short to ensure that we can't trap her. Or two, she'll call for backup, and the enemy will fight it as a team. This means we can safely assume that Viper is not lurking in the early round. And if there's a lot of pressure into A short, it likely means that the majority of the enemy team is there. This will allow us to rotate early, and although this info is technically just a guess, it isn't without reason. And in this round, the enemy put 4 players short, so it worked, and we won the round as a result.
So 3, 2.
Nice, boy.
We would take a commanding lead, winning rounds off the back of guns like the Stinger, and even winning when my aim looked like this.
3, 2, 1.
How wide?
Oh my god, we're big.
This big lead quickly begins to fade, and the enemy is making a comeback. Keep in mind, we were up by 5 rounds at one point, so with the score at 12 to 11, we take it. Here's the basic plan. We are going to retake both sides of the map. To start off the round, I am going to be in long to break Sova's dart. This pressure should make the enemy use utility into long, and I will then back up into CT. If we begin to lose info in the round, I will use my Sky Flash to get us a clearer picture of the map.
Could be A or cubby.
Nothing was B long. Nothing was long.
With 20 seconds, the enemy looks to be hitting A, but last second, they reveal it was a fake.
Long B, long B,
You
long
want
B.
to find it?
We can self plant.
One's up, one's up.
Viper had stayed, but I was luckily able to convert the kill with my Spectre, giving me a crucial upgrade. It's now a 4 versus 3 retake, and I have one crucial ability. We've got one chance to make this retake work. Otherwise, we will be going to overtime.
I stand.
Ready to flash out, ready? 3, 2, 1,
Together,
pop.
boys.
Blinded.
Hookah still, nice.
Nice!
Oh.
We win our second map, and I finished this game with 20 kills, 17 deaths, and 15 assists. With our unique bind comp, we managed to go undefeated in week 1, placing us in 8th overall. But this is just the beginning. We still have 6 more weeks to go. If you don't want to miss it, subscribe. I am going pro in Valorant, but if you want to help me through my journey to the VCT, showing your support on these videos will help me out a whole bunch. Liking the video, commenting, sharing, or like I said, subscribing. Either way, you're helping me out a ton, so don't miss out. Because for week 2, we are going to be playing